Hi, welcome to another episode of Hot Takes. Rachel Reeves is learning a salient lesson. Before an election, don't pick a side. Don't sit and say we want that one to win and not that one to win. And then, even worse, don't compound that by insulting the one who does win in advance of his victory. Hey, that's a lesson that you really need to learn, and you need to learn it early. In fact, you need to learn it before you do it, as Rachel Reeves is finding out. Oh, it's good. Because you see, she's now down on her hands and knees begging Trump, kissing the ring, kissing ass. She has got a lot of crawling to do, and she needs to crawl a lot. For you see, she sat there with all the others. Oh, look at Trump, look at Trump. Oh, what a bastard. Oh, look at him. Oh, he's a fascist. Oh, he's terrible. Oh, he's all these things, all the insults that have been flying. And then, horror of horrors, Donald Trump wins. But for Rachel Reeves, things are worse. Things are not just embarrassingly bad like they are for Starmer. No, these are lose your job times for her, at least. Unfortunately, she's probably going to take a lot of other jobs with her. For you see, for Trump, tariff is a very popular word. Now, we have a special relationship with America, and so we often find that we're not tariffed as much as other countries, or we have more relaxed rules and things like that. And that normally is a very good thing. However, when you have a government that does nothing but insult the President of the United States, actively work for his opposition, call him the worst possible names, and so forth like that, and side with his enemies, chances are he's not going to be in a receptive mood when you come a-calling. Now, Rachel, today pleaded, she's apparently already written to him, pleading to be excused tariffs ahead of him getting in charge and putting these tariffs onto foreign goods. Now, Trump says that he wants to put a standard flat rate tariff of 10% on all goods coming into the United States. He wants people to build these things in the States. He wants a lot more things domestically made. Quite right. He's talking 10% for everything. He's talking 60% for China and about 20% for Mexico. He said, but the rest of the world, depending on who they are and whatever, will have different rates. Now, it's his country, whether it's right or wrong or not, nothing to do with us. Their country, do what they like. However, this is quite an aggressive stance when it comes to Britain, considering how close the two countries are. And if we had a government that was very chummy with America, that was very pleasant towards Donald Trump all the way through, and you explain to him, we are still talking to your opposition because we don't know who's going to win, but, we're going to keep our relationship. Whoever wins, we'll keep with you. We do wish you the best of luck. We wish both of you, blah, 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 blah. And then a little bit of kiss ass, a little bit of grease, Then chances are when he does come, it's like, we'd like some favourable terms. And we get favoured nation status. And this is an actual thing. Favoured nation status is a thing. Now, we do have it as far as visas are regarded. We can just go in and out of America. We don't need visas. But doesn't mean we're necessarily going to escape his tariffs. And to be honest, if I was Donald Trump, I wouldn't. I would actually do it, and I would say, no, we're going to give you these tariffs until you lose her, him, and definitely Lammy. They've all got to go. And once you get rid of once Keir Starmer's no longer the Prime Minister, then I'll look at the issue again. Oh, let me tell you. That's the way forward, isn't it, Mr. Trump? Do that. We'll love you forever in this country. And so that's what he's going to do. He's bringing them in. Now, Rachel Reeves is, as I say, desperate to try and get that back, to try and hold favoured nation status, to try and not get these massive tariffs, because she knows if she doesn't do that and they do go through, it's going to reflect very badly on her, because this will be her area of responsibility. And she's as culpable as all the others when it comes to throwing mud at him. So, yeah, Well done, Reevesy. Well played, love. What are you going to do about it? Now, we do have this relationship with the US. It's been strong for many years. I mean, well, ever since we kicked their ass. All right, you know. But 200 years, say, we've had a very strong relationship with them. Our biggest friends, our biggest allies. Our trade with them is immense. You know, there's a lot of Americans living over here, there's a lot of Brits living over there. We have a shared culture, a shared history, we have shared values. And that's important because America has very few friends around the world. Britain is one of them and probably their best friend. And so I'd like to think that we can still have that special relationship, but not when you've got prime ministers and ministers of state slagging off and insulting the president of the United States. Because at the end of the day, he's their monarch, you know. In the actual sense of the word, he is a monarch. And we wouldn't like it if the American government was slagging off the Queen. So you can understand their concern about our government slagging off America. It's very, very weird. But she says that she's optimistic that things in the past can be put to one side. Yeah, I wouldn't be optimistic if I was Rachel Reeves, because it's well known that Trump has got very thin skin and he can be very vindictive, I think. And certainly "you're fired" is something that's likely to come out of his mouth quite a lot. He did it when he was in The Apprentice. He'll do it again. Now, apparently Downing Street don't want to talk about this. Of course not, because they're saying we don't want to prejudice future communications. Prejudice future communications? Do you not think that Lammy's already done that? Calling him a Nazi, calling him a Nazi sympathiser, calling him KKK, calling him a homophobe, calling him a misogynist, calling him every name under the sun. Oh, but we don't want to prejudice relationships. Please. Lammy needs to be fired, but probably won't be. I believe, now correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that Starmer has said that Lammy will not be replaced. He's going to keep Lammy as Foreign Sec for the entire 5-year Parliament. That gives Lammy freedom to reign, doesn't it? Because now he can do anything he likes and he can't be fired. Because the moment he's fired, Starmer looks like a fool. A bigger fool. He already looks like a fool. But he looks like an even bigger fool because he says something that's immediately broken by firing Lammy. Hey-ho, they open their mouths. They haven't got a clue what comes out, do they? Thanks a lot. Bye.